Raven, you're early, love. I guess we're going to jump on. Hey.
You're fine. Hi. No, I'm still on military time. They tell us to be 15 minutes prior.
Oh,
I'm
that's
late.
fine. That is fine. Let me get your banner up. How you doing?
I'm good. Trying to stay warm. It's cold outside.
What's the weather like over by you?
Whew. Okay. Well, it's not snowing, thankfully. But right now, it's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I feel like 30s to 40s, and it is. It's like a drum roll. 37. Yeah.
That's a drum roll.
So yeah, it's 37 degrees, and it feels all of 37 degrees every time I open the door.
Oh Lord. It was like that earlier this morning, and then because I'm in Savannah, so
Okay.
now it's about 53. Not bad.
We have not seen 53 in over a month and a half. It's stayed between like 30 to 45, and I think it's supposed to drop again tonight.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Winter is here.
Yeah, most definitely. Do I did not miss winters in Chicago whatsoever.
I used to live in Chi-Town.
Yeah, and then Kansas it was just as cold. So it was like I left one cold to end up in another cold.
That's all good though. You warm, you good.
Yeah, we keep the heat on blast.
So
This
thank you for
floor.
coming on the streamathon. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell everyone what you do. And I was telling everybody about you. I'm like, she is Raven's travel station. So
Yes.
I could only imagine the types of deals and steals and stuff like that you can educate us on.
I've been getting a lot. That's what I've been promoting mainly with Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, literally
Hmm.
whether it's starting your own travel business or getting a discount, there's a discount link for everything, including cruises. I found that out recently. It's like between Carnival and Royal Caribbean, they're all fighting against each other with the best deals. So,
Awesome. So
especially
how
for
did you get started
2025.
on with this?
Believe it or not, I was stationed overseas in South Korea and I had a
Hmm.
hard time adjusting with the time difference between there and the States. So
Hmm.
one night when I couldn't sleep, I was just scrolling on Facebook and someone happened to add me. And I have been for the last probably 6 months from the time this person added me, I had got a lot of inboxes asking, "Hey, would you be interested in being a travel agent?" I get like, "Man, I'm active duty. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. Maybe I'll need a travel agent." So when I finally came back to the States, the person that originally introduced the business to me, she slowed down with it. So I was like, okay, well, hmm. A girl I went to high school with was in the same industry, and I was gonna support her, and then she slowed down with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it out myself. So after I had my son in January of 22, I got out the military about 8 months after that, and I
Thank you
started
for your
my business.
service.
Yes, and then I left active duty in February 2023, and I started my travel business in April 2023.
Okay.
Different career field, most definitely. I've been in the Army since I was 19, so to go from 19 and being a cook pretty much all my adult life, I was like, okay, let's do something different. I got my bachelor's in business, so and now I'm in my master's degree program. So I was like, you know what? I feel like entrepreneurship is really for me, especially because I do not do well with other people trying to tell me what to do, and I want to be my own boss. So
Okay,
it
say it
is what
again
it
so the people
is.
can back and hear you.
No, I was like, yeah, 'cause I don't know.
I was in
Very
I
timid,
was
and I
are
don't
you?
like. It's my mom tells me all the time it's about tone, and I've noticed other adults have a different type of tone. I'm extremely sensitive, so you you don't do well yelling at me. My reaction is not going to be as pleasant as you think,
I'm the same way too, so I completely understand. I get it.
and I
So
the
how long have you
flexibility too. It helps a lot because
been?
daycare is expensive, and and I would rather watch my own child than pay someone to watch my child. So I call him my little assistant all the time.
Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Whew, Lord,
Okay. No, you're
it's been happening ever so often. So I'm just
you're good.
yeah. Tell us more about travels. Oh, hold on. Tell us more about Raven's Travel Station and what it all entails and what all do you do?
Okay, so with Rayven's Travel Station, I don't just do trips. I do a lot of stateside trips as well as international.
Mm-hmm.
And I mainly like to do activity based trips to where if there's a concert and you want to go, I will build a whole itinerary based around that concert, especially because
Okay.
I love concerts. So I can not only get you the concert tickets, but I can do the hotel stay, the rental car, or I can have your little personal driver to pick you up, drop you off, the whole 9 yards. My goal is to make your travel experience easier. It's already stressful planning travel, so it's like, why not just hire someone to do it for you?
Right. And so, how long have you been doing this?
I'm coming up on my 2 year anniversary this April.
Okay, cool beans. And with that, like, what are your perks and such? Say, for instance, if someone wanted to come on and join your team, so to speak, like, what type of perks do you get from working with your travel business?
So the travel business, they do kind of like a sign on incentive, like, hey, thank you for bringing this person to the industry. We'll provide all the necessary tools for you to help train them so they can have their
Mhm.
own travel business and do the same thing.
Got you. Okay, cool. So, what
So it's
places
like
have you?
it pays to help people.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, so I like that.
Right. So, what is the coolest place you've ever been to that came from your travel business that you had such an amazing
So
experience?
far, so far, because I'm going back again, Puerto Rico.
Oh, I love Puerto Rico.
I went to Puerto Rico last September with my best friends as a late birthday trip. And the villa that I found for us was amazing. It was literally on the outside of San Juan, so we got to explore two different cities in Puerto Rico, and we could see like the big difference. It was a huge gated community. You can see the difference in beaches, the difference in the style of food. It was just like a great experience. So we're going back in July, but we're staying in a different part. We're actually going to stay in the heart of San Juan and be near the resort and casino. And
I
then
was at
next on my list for my two big ones is Bali in March and
ooh,
Greece in August.
oh my goodness, I can't stand you right now. I want to go to Greece so bad. And that's like my one of my destinations that I want to
Yeah,
visit is Greece because I want to
mine
go
too.
have I want to go have authentic baklava and baba ganoush in Greece.
Yes, I'm obsessed. I've been looking at so many different little restaurants and just pinning them to my little list. Uh,
Yes.
one of my best friends, she's from Alabama, and she's like, I don't do big trips, but you want to go to Greece for your birthday. So we made the joke of we're getting small town girls out of the States, and
Yep,
she's really excited.
absolutely.
So it helps. I think for myself and my group of friends, they missed having me around to organize things. So
Hmm.
becoming a travel agent was perfect for myself and them because they're like,
Hmm.
oh, we can just call Raven. Raven will do it. Cause
Absolutely.
exactly.
So how
My mom and
has
her sisters are actually going to. They want me to do a sisters trip. This July we're actually going to Hawaii. That's their first trip that they want to do together. So I'm excited for that. Uh,
okay?
it helps because they've all never been. So I'm like, all right, great. I can tell everyone what to do, where we're gonna go, and how we're gonna get there.
That's awesome. I want to go to Hawaii too, and I want to go to Egypt because I want to go hang out in the pyramids.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. I'm obsessed with that as well.
Well, I work with
The
Egyptian goddess
stunning.
Isis. That's my spiritual mama, so I want to go and just chill near her tomb. That's what I want to. I want to connect with her like that. Just touch her tomb and just be like, "Mama, I'm
I
here."
thought about that and even like different African countries, but I feel like wasn't gonna be a solo trip. I didn't want it to be a solo trip.
Right.
But of course, my family, being my family, they're like, "Oh, we don't want to go there. You want to go somewhere else?"
I'm gonna touch Africa one of these days for sure.
Yeah, and that's how I felt. That's how I was like, man, I watched this YouTube video. It just seemed perfect. I was like, it reeled me
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
So I think I'm just gonna have to create my own little Africa trip and just make people like, hey, you want to go with me? You can
Right,
go too.
exactly, exactly. So, how has this travel business of yours changed you personally? Like, what transformation have you experienced from it?
Um, it kind of got me out of my shell, and it helps me navigate talking to people. I've always been the person to where I can get the job done, but I don't like to be in the front and get the recognition. If that makes
Hmm.
sense.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
so it really helped. It really helps fuel things, and then becoming a parent of when I did, I felt like I was late in the game and everything. I made the joke all my friends were having kids while I was in the army. So as I was getting out, all of my friends' kids are way older, whereas I have a toddler.
And that's okay because now you have the ability to take your toddler on all these
Yes.
wonderful trips.
Yes. And it helps. It helps so much because um when he was born like with a little condition. I call it his little condition.
Hmm.
So I started missing work, and I had a lot of people complaining about me missing work. So being able to work from my phone was very helpful. So yes, I half the time I've been at doctor's appointments waiting for him to be seen, and I'm on the phone like, "Yep, I'm gonna book this for this person, or I need to do this
Right.
itinerary as I'm leaving," or he falls asleep on my lap after crying with the nurse, and I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna book this for that person." So I make the joke all the time that Raven's Travel Station isn't just a blessing to me; it's a blessing to him because it
Absolutely.
provides me the comfortable life for a 3 year old, for an almost 3 year old to be as spoiled as he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yay, Day is back. One of the other entrepreneurs is coming on at six o'clock, and one of my
Oh,
best friends. So yeah.
hi.
Hi. So yeah, tell us about these little trips and tips that you can give. Well, tips and tricks that you can give people who are wanting to travel and they're like on a budget or whatever. Like, what is
It's
that
possible
for?
to travel on a budget. Payment plans are my favorite thing.
Okay.
I offer those all the time, whether it's just like a specific plan that we come up with ourselves or we do it through FlexPay or Affirm. Um, one of my first clients, she wanted to go to Turks and Caicos for her birthday, and she went with a payment plan on Affirm,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great. She loved it.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to flights, book them as early as possible. That's when they and it's also cheaper, way cheaper to fly between Tuesday to Thursday versus trying to
Mm-hmm.
fly on a Friday. Significant difference. I've seen $1,000 worth of difference as far as flying on a weekday versus the weekend.
Yep. I used to be a flight attendant with American Airlines back in 1999, and that's one thing in training that they told us to do when it comes to flying, to do it between a Tuesday and a Thursday. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you get like the red eye flights or the early morning flights, those are the
Yes.
cheaper flights. Or
Yes.
the late flights, those are the cheaper flights. That's one thing that I did
Yes.
learn when I was
Very
a flight
true.
attendant.
And overpacking. Don't overpack. And if you think you're gonna overpack, that's when you start packing the clothes in between each other so that it doesn't create a heavy bag. Because trust me,
Yeah, I don't
you
tend
do
to
not
over.
want to pay an extra $40 to $80 for one bag to be gone for 4 days. You know
Yeah,
how much food you could have bought with that $80? How many snacks you could have bought with it? I'm a snack person.
me too.
So I'm like, man, this could have been a bag of hot flamings and a sweet tea, but instead, I had to pay extra for luggage.
Right. Yeah, when I was
And
coming back to Savannah, back in May, pretty much what happened was I went to where was I? I think I was at JFK or LaGuardia Airport, one out the two, and my
mhm,
suitcase, they were just like $100. I'm like, for what? So I ended up having to take shit out my suitcase and maneuver stuff around and throw some shit away. So it could be like minimum,
yeah,
you know? So yeah, I tend to try to pack as light as possible as well.
yeah,
And even some like rolling up shirts and pants and just like tucking them in and like situating and organizing my suitcase. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna wear one pair of shoes the whole time I'm wherever I am.
yeah. You guys, Ranger Roll. Go to YouTube, type in Army Ranger Roll. That saves you so much space in your luggage.
What
I
is it
can
called?
Ranger Roll.
A Ranger roll?
hmm
Okay, I gotta look into
You
that.
can do it for shirts. I've never tried it for pants, but like they teach you.
Hmm.
to roll your shirt a certain way, and it really does save a lot of space and time if you roll them.
Oh yeah, I do that. I do the roll, and I know how to do the pants too. Like
Yeah,
I'll
roll and tuck them. Yeah,
yep,
that's
just
my
roll them
my
like three
signature.
times and just be like.
Yeah, my signature move is definitely that. So
I
yeah,
just want a way to.
payment plans, flights, you know where to come if you need it,
Yep.
and also train rides too. I didn't even think about train rides until I got into this business, but I found a jazz train ride for a couple that they're
Mhm.
going from Chicago to New Orleans,
Okay.
and they're very excited.
I may need a train ride from Savannah to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay, definitely let me
Because
know.
I was on Amtrak and it's just crazy how it's like pretty much you start off on a train and you end up on a bus. It's crazy.
Yes, I've seen that. I did that recently, and I was just like, I didn't think about it till after I booked it. I was like, this is different. Okay, and
Exactly.
it wasn't even a real bus. It was more so a van. So I'm like, I don't know these people.
See that right? And it's literally the Amtrak train from Savannah to I don't know where, and then it's like three buses. I'm like, that don't make no damn sense. It's like you're
Yeah.
traveling all freaking
Thankfully, it
day.
was only like 2 hours and the middle of the night, so everyone was sleepy. But I'm just like, does she look like she'll take something out of my book bag if I fall asleep?
Right, exactly. So, what is the funnest trip that you've ever been on?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
Yeah,
Rico.
I understand. That Puerto Rico trip was everything.
Wow. I Puerto Rico for me was very interesting. I went to Puerto Rico in 2013 with my ex-husband, and I actually had a vision that I was going to meet an old woman that was going to change my life. Not knowing that the old woman was already dead, and she was the first
Oh
female president of Puerto
wow,
Rico.
that's that's kind of cool.
And so we were going because we stayed in Old San Juan, and the day before we left, we were trying to go to the ruins. It's called El Moro,
Hmm.
and it was closed. And so we ended up walking up the street, and I saw this pink, ugly Pepto Bismol pink house. I was just like, who the hell would create that color? Like that's just ugh. And so I just felt compelled to go in there. And when I went in, there was a huge portrait of a beautiful woman, and her energy and spirit started speaking to me. And the tour guide from the museum was like, "Oh, hey, welcome to Puerto Rico. This is the Museum of Doña Fela." Da 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 da. And I'm like, "You guys don't hear her? Like she's talking." And of course the tour guide looked at me like I was smoking crack or something. And so another tour guide came out, and she was very very like empathetic, if you will. She was an empath and she was intuitive, and she was like, "Come with me." So she took me up these stairs, and there was a room, and the room had all of those hand fans from all countries
Hmm.
that this woman had. And the next room she took me to was all of her dresses, her gowns that she wore to galas and things like that.
Oh, I love
And she
that.
started telling me about Doña Fela, how she was the first female president of Puerto Rico. She never had kids, but she loved all the children of Puerto Rico, and they were her babies. And I started bawling in the museum because her spirit was in my body.
Oh wow.
And I felt how loving she was and how sacred she was in her essence. And she gave me a spiritual hug, and I was just bawling. And my ex-husband was looking at me like, the fuck is wrong with you? And so then the lady took me to a smaller room, and she says, Doña Fela says that you need to go and write your book because your story of your life will help a lot of people. And
Hmm.
I'm like, book? I don't know how to write a book. She was like, you'll know, just call on her whenever you want to write your book when you're ready. And she helped me write my first book
Oh, that's cool.
just by going to Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico has a very special place in my heart
Okay.
because to meet someone that's not even physically here anymore, but is still spiritually there and very present for the people, to actually choose me to share her energy with, that was a beautiful thing.
That's cool.
So Puerto Rico is definitely a place that I want to go back soon. I don't know when. I wanted to go for my birthday, but we'll see. We'll
Nice.
see what happens. But yeah, it's a fun place. It's a fun time. I had fun when I was there. It was real. The
I
food,
need
oh
to
my
learn how to
God.
swim. That's like another thing that's on my bucket list. I never learned how to swim as a kid.
Me neither.
So I'm going to put my son in swimming lessons, and I'm going to take
Hmm.
an adult class to try to
Yeah.
work over my fear. Because I'm like, if I'm going to put him in the water, I'm going to know how to swim because I
Yeah.
have
I understand that. I completely
terrible
understand
thing
that.
of knowing he's never going to the beach because I can't swim.
Yeah, I understand. I need to learn how to swim. Like I learned how to drive 7 years ago when I was 40.
I just got my driver's license the other month. I've been driving since I was 13. I make the
Damn.
joke all the time. Everybody was like, why are you just now getting your like for what? I didn't need it.
That's how I felt because I lived in New York for the majority of my life.
Yeah.
And everything is 24 hours, the bus, the trains, everything. So I really
Yeah.
didn't feel like I needed to get my license. But I moved to Savannah and it's just like, how the hell you gonna move around, chick?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was a big thing. My friends kept joking. My son's dad, he joked a lot with that too. He was like, "What you gonna do when Reese has to go to school?
yeah.
You gonna take the school bus?"
Well, take the school bus. I mean, that's a
So
plan.
now I'm like, you know what?
Hmm.
I'm gonna go get it. Might as well. I want to do more things. So
Yeah. And
now I'm ready.
I failed the driving test in New York 3 times. I don't know if it was his instructors or whatever. I just couldn't get it. And my ex-wife actually helped me. She taught me a good way how to do it because I'm a visual learner, hands-on.
Yeah,
And
I
the way
am
that they were
too.
teaching me, I was just like, this, I'm never gonna get this shit. This is just this bullshit. This for the birds. I can't do it. And I came here and I was like, all right, cool, bet, not a problem. I can do it now.
Yeah.
And the first try, I passed on the first try. It took me 3 times in New York. I'm like, I just do the hat and whatever. I don't care. So
For me, I think I almost failed, but I think he had pity on me because he saw what high school I went to, and then he was like, it kind of helped because my son and my dad were sitting inside, and he saw them
mhm.
as I was bringing the car, and he was like, "I see you have a little one." I said, "Yeah, I really need this driver's license."
Oh my God, the tears work. So
Yeah,
funny.
because my dad was like, "He passed you for real? Did he see how you parked this car? Get in."
So funny. So do you have any like special offers or anything like that that you want to share with everybody for like the holiday season when it comes to travel?
Yes.
Okay.
So y'all, it's Cyber Week in the travel world. So literally,
Okay.
if you, I think it's above my head, so below me. So if you inbox me and say Cyber Week, that'll give me a reminder that you're looking for a cyber deal. I'm currently doing consultations for 35, and then I'm doing discounted research fees if you contact me between now and Sunday.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
And
Got
they
you.
vary by the group. So literally, you could have a group of 20, and I'll still charge you 85 to do the whole itinerary for the entire group.
Got you. Okay. And what does that consist of when you say the whole itinerary?
It's a customized itinerary from flight breakdown to lodging to excursions and activities for everyone in the party.
Hmm. So say for
So,
instance, I wanted to like get a nice price range on a hotel for like a weekend trip or something like that.
mhm.
What would that look like?
So it was, if it's a solo, so a solo would be single. So you would send me a message. I
Hmm.
would invoice you for a research fee.
Hmm.
You allow me 24 to 48 hours, and I will have everything down from the airport you're leaving out of, airport pickup arrangement, excursions. All the only thing you have to fill out is the client inquiry form, which
Hmm.
asks for a budget, near city near you, just so I can figure out how to accommodate you. And then I do up to 2 different destinations. So say you wanted to do a weekend trip in New York, I would give you
Hmm.
2 different hotel options, or I would give you like a hotel option and a villa option, and then you just pick which one you like the best, and we go from there.
What if I had people coming to Savannah and they just wanted a hotel? And because I'm the tour guide extraordinaire when it comes to here, but they just
Mhm.
wanted to stay at a hotel.
It will be the same process.
Okay. Sounds good. Because I have a couple of people like, we want to come to Savannah. I'm like, oh, now you want to come to Savannah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me know.
All right, cool. We could do that. So, but this was good. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate